I have another beard trim video, but the beard's really long in that video, so I thought it'd be good to do a beard trim video for a beard that's shorter. And yes, this is still guardless. So trimming this beard down guardless is a way that this client prefers it, because when you trim a beard without guards, you can actually taper the beard from short to long with a stroke of your hand. I did not cut this man's hair, but when I see something that I need to fix, I usually just fix it. Okay, so we're getting into the side here. Closed clipper. Just kind of getting right in on that. Once I get the length I want that blends into the hair, then I can start using my comb as a guideline to gradually increase the hair as it continues down the face. Obviously, you want the hair to gradually increase as it goes toward the chin, and then we can trim the chin up as well. This service is actually a beard trim and shave, so I'm not going to show it, but after this I take the straight razor and I clean up the neck, beneath the beard, and the face above the beard. The one thing about beard trims that's kind of interesting is that you want to be able to have a conversation while you're doing these. And your client will be really comfortable with what you're doing. You've done this before. This client has been coming to me for probably maybe 3 years. And he gets the same thing every time. He gets his hair cut from somebody else in town, and then he comes to me for the beard trim. He's pretty loyal. Nothing wrong with that. As you can see, we're just working that. You can see how it just gently fades to the, as we drop down. I'm being conscious of where that comb is, because the comb is really determining, obviously, how much is going to be cut. As far as lines go beneath the beard, typically you want to cut that line just above their Adam's apple, if you can see their Adam's apple. Most guys you can, and so you can cut that beard line just above the Adam's apples, typically where you want it. And then whenever I'm cutting, if you start at the middle as far as the line on the bottom and then work your way outside, it keeps you from kind of starting on one end and then working your way down and then realizing that it's not matching the other side. So here we're coming underneath. I'm obviously being mindful of where on the left side where my fingers are, I'm seeing where those beard hairs are poking through so that I can make sure that I'm matching the side I'm cutting with the side I've already cut. You can see that's blending out really nicely. Now, if you put a guard on and you just run it over, I promise you can have this beard trim done in about, 38 seconds? But here's the problem. Most guys don't like the shape of their face, okay? And when you just throw a guard on, you're actually just accentuating maybe some features of their face that they don't want to be there. When we get a little older, you know, that beard hides our chubby chins. And when you throw a guard on there, well, you're making that chubby chin look even chubbier. But if you can actually use your comb instead, so you're sort of creating an imaginary chin, one that everyone thinks you have. Okay, so you notice there I busted out the trimmers. That was to get that nice bald spot so that it trims this beard. We want it to trim pretty tight, so we wanted it to go into nothing. So I did that with my trimmers, and now I'm going to do the same thing I did on the right side to the left side. So we're just going to work that hair. So you notice, you can kind of see it poking through. Working my way down, making sure I'm increasing in length as I go toward the bottom. Nice straight cuts so that his beard is nice, has a nice shape to it. And again, yeah, no, if they didn't move at all and they didn't talk at all, of course you'd get it done a lot faster. The amount that they talk and they chatter along with you takes a little longer to cut it, but you know, that's okay. As a barber, you're having a conversation. If you're a great barber, they're not just coming for the haircut, they're coming for you. They like to talk to you about their ideas or sort of stuff that's happened to him on the job. This guy's got great stories from his work, and I really enjoy the stories he has from the job he does. Anyway, he and I get along pretty good. So again, here we're kind of using our our comb to pick up the hair. We can see what we've already cut, and we're connecting what we've already cut on the side to some of that heavier stuff in the middle. Typically, guys grow thicker beard hair around the chin. Some rarities, you'll see a beard that's consistently thick all over, but for the most part, that's not how it works. Okay, so on the chin, obviously, this is where we can't possibly go straight. So this is going to take quite a few cuts, because what we have to do is we have to shape this. I'm actually shaping this with the comb, shaping a nice round chin. Again, I could put my guard on, but it's probably going to form. It's going to be exactly what his face does. We don't want the beard to look anything but consistent. And if you throw a guard on, the beard's going to start taking shape, the shape of the face that you may not want. So that's why it's important to use your comb, like I'm doing, and then just one stroke at a time, just work that round shape out. That's all we're doing. Okay, so the mustache, this is interesting. So I usually open my clippers all the way and I go down. Do not go up. If you go up, you're gonna end up cutting that mustache pretty short. They're gonna look a little more like Amish. And they may not be going for that. So here I'm picking up the hair, so I'm gonna connect what I cut with a mustache to the rest of the beard on the side. Just picking that up, and those moves will get more natural the more comfortable you are holding that comb. But again, we just opened the clippers all the way and then raked it, meaning we put the tip of the clipper in. We didn't try to go flat on the skin with it, and then went down with the hair. That makes sure that you're not going to cut them too short, because the way those hairs are laying, it actually takes the bulk out without making it look too short. Here's why we make the big bucks, folks. T-line trimmers over the lip. Cutting that in a straight line. Don't try to do it perfectly the first time, Be conservative with these cuts. It may take a little bit, but it won't be goofy. You mess that up, you're gonna have to shave the whole beard off. I don't care how great you did on the beard. You mess that lip line up, and guess what? They'll say, why don't you just take it off? I don't do that little move there for everybody, but it's a shorter beard. You kind of want to trim up that soul patch under the lip as well. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to have him put his head back. So what I want to do with this is I want to get him to expose the thicker hairs underneath, what'll happen, and this is also important for no matter what length the beard is, because if you can have them tip back like that, you can, if it's long hair, you can use your brush, your non-static brush, to pull that hair down to make sure you don't have any long stragglers. You have time. You should be giving yourself, at least 20 minutes for beard trim, so you got plenty of time to make sure you don't miss anything. I'm actually scooping it. Look at that motion there. I'm actually scooping underneath. The reason is if you just stick your clipper in there and make a little line, when they sit back up, it makes this weird, disparity between where the beard ends and the skin starts. But if you scoop it like that, you're almost sort of fading it into the neck. And if you do that, then you don't get this weird, I don't know how to describe it, transition between the hair and the neck when they sit up. I'm going to clean that with my razor when it's time to do it. What I'm doing here is I'm finishing up with the shears. This is where I come in and I'm kind of lifting barely with that blade. I'm just slicing, making sure it's nice and straight. I don't have anything sticking out, especially on those round parts. When that's all done, then he's looking good and he's ready to go. So I'm going to lean him back for a shave, but I didn't film that, so hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.